This is assignment number 44. And to keep yourself organized, also put a 44. Okay. And let's go ahead and start. So it says, solve each problem, find your, well, we'll worry about that later. I know how to do these. Okay. So who knows where you start reading a word problem? Dora, where? The question. Where the question mark is. So that tells you a lot of stuff. What is the total shipping weight for the bicycle and the box? And it helps you sometimes to underline. So I'm looking for a bicycle and a box, and I need a total. Generally, when you're finding a total, who knows what you're going to be doing? You're going to be adding. Yeah, unless it was like I bought a pencil, the pencils cost 5 cents, and I bought 200 of them. Then I wouldn't add 200 times. Then I would multiply. But basically, you're right. So a bicycle weighs 32.5 pounds. The box for it weighs 7.5 pounds. What is the total? What are you going to have to do? So put a little addition sign, because I'm not going to do each of these. I want to find the hardest ones. How many, the second one, how many more miles do they have to go? They had to go 100. They've gone 25. How many more do they have to go? What do you have to do? Subtract. Good job. So that tells you right there. So, and it's, you're just looking for the miles. So it's a subtraction. How does it fall during 2 seconds? It fell this much in the first, this much in the second. How far did it fall altogether? What do you have to do? Addition. Good job. This one, how many hours did they work last week? She worked this many hours on Monday, this many hours on Wednesday, and on Friday. How do you get the total hours? Very good. And make sure that you put a decimal after, at the end, where if you do not have a decimal there. All right. His temperature is normal. How many degrees above normal is his temperature? He had 102 temperature. His temperature is normally this. How do you find the difference of his normal? Subtraction. Okay, so you should be putting these little notes right here. An odometer. Now this is kind of different right here.
I can't see it.
Whoops. Okay. Which one is that? Okay. Can you get it now?
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, this is kind of what you're going to do. Make sure you get that down. Plus, minus, plus, plus, minus. All right. Then, on an odometer, let me just show you what an odometer is inside your car. And I bought a car, for example, and it had, when I bought it, it had 6,000. And now, the car, well, I'm going to use a different example. And after a trip, the car odometer read 7,542. Okay, so this is when I started. This is at the end. How far was the trip that I took? Who knows what you would need to do?
Subtract.
Very good. Yeah, you take the difference. You're going to end up subtracting. And that'll tell you how many miles. I think on this one, if I were to do it, that trip was 1,542. And I did that trip all the way from New York City to here. Took me 3 days without an air conditioner. Oh, it was rough. Okay, but anyway, so this one is a subtract. How much did he spend in all? Guess what you're going to be doing? Add. And lining up your decimals. Okay, so these three are a little hard. So we're going to do these three together. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with the number 8. I will draw the picture. You don't need to draw a picture. But that's if you didn't have the teacher to draw the picture, then you would have to make sure that you draw something so you can see what's going on. So how far did the nail go into the post? So he drove a nail that was 2.5 inches long through a board, and that was this thick, then into a post. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. So let me show you what he did. So He drove a nail into a board. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So this is my, no, you don't have to write this. This is my board. And then it went through into a post. So there's a big post like on a fence that's big and thick, that on all the other sides they put smaller boards. But anyway, this is my post. You do not need to draw it. So they drove a nail. Here's my nail. Okay. And they drove it through this board, and it went into, okay, it went in through to the post. Okay. So it hit that post. The board itself from here to here was 0.75. The nail itself, now watch carefully my picture. The nail itself was, how long was it? 2.5 inches long. Okay. Who can read me the question again? Adora, what?
How far did the nail go into the post?
Okay, and that's all they want to know. How far did that nail go into the post? Do they care about how far it went into the board? All they care about is how far here did it go into this post. So you're looking for this right here. Who knows how you're going to, if I know the total nail is this, it went into this much of the board, how much of the post did it go into? Who knows what you need to do?
Subtract.
You're going to subtract. You're going to take your total minus that. So I'm going to help you set that one up right now. And so you should write that. What's going to go on top? The 0.75 or the 2.5?
2.5.
Well, this, by the way, that has a 0 in front. This has a 2 in front. Which is bigger? The 2, that longest part. So the 2.5 minus the 0.75. So this is set up ready for you to finish it. Right. What's that? Well, you should write it down. You should do that. You should do that. And then I'm going to let you go ahead and solve it. And then, but I'm going to go on to the next one. I would hold off for that a second. Okay, it says, okay, this is really important. What was the record time for the relay? So all they care about, tell me one word about what they care about.
Record.
The record time. They care about the time. So it's so important when you're looking at a question. You don't care about the grandmother's age, the height, whatever, that she ran 15 seconds. Yes, that's time. So let's go ahead and see what we need. We're looking for time. At the 1984 Olympics, do I need that? No, that's not time. The United States team set a record in the 400-meter relay. Do I need 400 meters? No. Stay focused now. Each relay racer ran 100 meters. Do I need 100 meters? No, because that's not time. That's why we start with the question. Then, their times were 10.29, 9.19, 9.41, and 8.94 seconds. Do we need that?
Yeah.
There we go. How do I get, and a relay, you pass it on to the next person, the baton, and then they start taking off running, and then they come running back and pass it to the third person. They start running, and then they give it to the fourth person, and by the fourth time the fourth person comes back, that's your total time for your team. So how do I get their total? You're going to be adding. But the thing about this one is you just read the question. You don't need to be adding anything else. So on number 9, again, I'll help you set it up. And this isn't bad because you've got a decimal on everything. And so you just need to line them up. 9, 19, 9.41, 8.94. And I'll leave that for you to do. Mine is actually, I'm ashamed of myself. It's a little crooked. It shouldn't be that crooked. Sorry, you make yours straighter. All right. Now let's go to the last one. So it's set up ready for you to go, but don't try to do it right now. Guys, you've got the numbers right here. Okay. I'll put it back up in just a moment. Okay. But don't try to do it because this last one is really important. I'll put it back up in a moment. Okay, what do you read first? Because there's a lot of stuff going on here. What is the difference? Guess what you're probably going to do? You're probably going to be subtracting in the diameters of these two coins. Okay, all I want is the diameter. Do I care about anything else?
No.
Just the diameter. Oh, in fact, that's a good question. Okay, if this is a dime, is it two different coins? Whatever it is, a dime and whatever it is. Okay, the diameter is how far it is all the way across. It might be 3 centimeters. This one might be 2 centimeters. It's the distance from one end to the other. Okay. What's that? No.
A quarter and a dime.
Okay, so a quarter and a dime. So, but let's go ahead and see. Let's find the numbers that we need because there's a lot of numbers here. A quarter has a diameter of 24.3. Do we need that?
Yes.
People, what's the question asking about? The difference in the what? Do I need the diameter then? Yes. So I need that number. Okay. Ma'am, put that down for a little bit. Thank you. All right. And it weighs this much. Do I need the weight? No, I don't need the weight. A dime has a diameter of 17.9. Do I need that? Yes. And it weighs 2.27. Do I need that weight? No, because does it say, ask me for the difference of the weights? No. So that's why you read the question first. So I'm ready to go.
Wait, did we cross out weighs?
You don't have to, but you just don't use it. All right. So what are we subtracting?
24.3 and 17.
There you go. And the bigger one is that, so it's going to go on top. So 23.
What number is it?
I'm sorry. This is number 10. Number 10, and it's 24.3 minus 17.9. In fact, we'll go ahead and do this one just so we can see how the answer bank works. So, can I take 3 minus 9? No. So I have to pre-borrow, getting it from the 4, which becomes a 3. And then 13 minus 9?
2.
Somebody just said it.
4. 6? It's
Okay.
4.
Girls and boys, if you don't, listen carefully. If you don't know your math facts perfectly, you must learn how to add up. 9 to 10 is how many?
4.
No, 9 to 10. 1 plus I had the 3 more. So it's 4. And then I have to pre-borrow again, getting it from where? Which becomes a 1. Okay. Now, see if you can add up to subtract. 7 to 10 is how many? 7 to 10 is 3 plus 3 more is what? Is 6. And then 1 minus 1 is nothing. So I can put it there, but I really don't need it. So the difference of the diameters is 6.4 millimeters. 6.4 millimeters. Okay. And again, I'm going to put this up in a second. Oops, I wrote it in the wrong spot. Okay. So it's 6.4 millimeters, and it is where? Okay, it's right here. BA. So you're going to go to problem number 10 at the bottom. It's right here, and put BA. Okay. Right. And then cross it out. Okay. So, girls and boys, I'm done. You're going to go back now that we've gone over most of them. You're going to go back and finish the other 9. And I will put this up in case you missed something. All right. And without further ado, you may begin.